Welcome so much, guys. Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is KATWITWI TV official. This is KATWITWI TV official, and we welcome you into our live session. We welcome you into our. I thank the Almighty God because He has granted us this wonderful day. And I also take this opportunity to welcome you guys. We acknowledge your presence. We acknowledge your effort. And your subscription, your viewership, your membership, because I know or I believe that you are part of our member, cannot be taken in vain, it cannot kill in vain. Thank you so much, guys. Let's subscribe to this community channel, KATWITWI TV official. Yeah, let us engage in our conversation here. Let us like, let us comment, say hi, tell us your location, tell us where you are from, and we will read that comment in our live event. So today we have a topic, or we are trying to engage with the football match. And today we have a match between Sudan. Yeah, right. We have a match between Sudan and Madagascar. Yeah, the match will be at around 5 p.m. Huh? Yeah, it's like 30 to 35 minutes from now. And I have a football expert today. I have our football expert today, and he will introduce himself. We will be having a conversation with him. Karibu sana Bwana David, because you are today our today's football expert, and we will have a conversation. We have an engagement.
Yeah.
What do you think about Team Madagascar?
Yeah, I think one thing we need to understand is that Team Madagascar is, many people saw it as an underdog, but they have proved themselves to be a competitor, a real competitor. They are not just here to add numbers, they are here to compete. And I think in this match between Madagascar and Sudan, I can say these are between two teams which they are really organized themselves very well. And I think we need to remember that Madagascar, they have really come from a very difficult group. That means they have a lot of experience, and also Madagascan football is under a very huge revolution. Remember that last edition, they were number 3, and a team like that you cannot ignore them. You know?
Underestimate them.
Yeah, you cannot underestimate them. And also Sudan, I think they have really proved many people very wrong. If you look at how they have performed throughout the competition, and remember the circumstance that which they are going through. You know, in Madagascar, in Sudan, there is no football going on. There is a huge war there, a civil war between two groups, and this has enabled sports to continue. You know. So we have two underdogs. Many people would call them underdogs, but I will not call them underdogs. These are teams who know what to do and when to do. You know, I think if you look at the both squads for both teams, I think those teams, they are playing with a lot of morale. You know, they play with a lot of morale. You know. If you look at the defense system in which Madagascar uses, they use this system. First of all, they start with 4 defenders, and they progress as they view the match. They increase the numbers of defenders, and this is a very, very tough match. And I think also Sudan, they have not really played so much defensive football. They have tried to open the game the same way as Madagascar. So I think this is a very entertaining match to watch.
I can recall that the last match Madagascar was playing against Kenya, against Team Madagascar. And I know you watched that football. And if I can recall very well, they scored 1-1. Yeah. During the match before the kickoff, they had scored 1-1 with the Team Kenya. They were on average. And you know, as I was watching that match, the defensive system between Team Kenya and Madagascar, it's like they had banner. It's like they had banner. So we have a very strong defense. Now, I also watched the match between Sudan and Morocco, right?
Yeah, Algeria.
Oh, Algeria, sorry. I watched the match between Sudan and Algeria. And I think Sudan defensive, about defensive system of Sudan, it is not that huge. They've not been wise enough or strong enough to ensure that their defensive system is strong. So what's your take on that?
I think we need to know that the last match, Sudan really tried. As much as Algeria was trying to break the defense was very compact. You know, at every team, you need to just have a compact defense. You know, and that Sudan has done that. Although there were a few mistakes that they did, but if you look at that defense and the type of team or the kind of team they were playing with, I think we need to give them a lot of kudos. So I think this will be an entertaining match. If you look at Madagascar last match, you know, what I can say about Madagascar, their spirit is high, very high, because Kenyans, first remember that Kenyans were at home, you know, and we scared them. We tried to sell them. Here in Kenya they say we sell them fear.
Yeah. We were selling fear.
Yeah, but they were so disciplined. They were so they were so compact, and that's why we saw they won. They won because they were so disciplined and so compact, and their only strength that they had is that in Kenya we did a tactical mistake. When we changed the game from striking to defensive, when we scored the first goal, it was an error, because you don't defend when you are one goal up. And remember, we can speak about when the match is almost won. Yeah, but Kenya, the match was far away from ending. You know, we did a very bad mistake to defend. So I think the biggest thing that we need to do is, what Madagascar need to do in order to break is to maintain the discipline of the match. Yeah? Number two, Sudan, they are good. You know, if you look at the Sudan team, is dominated by two teams. Local football is dominated. Club like El Merreikh and Al Hilal. So that means that these players are so compacted. You know. So I think for teams such as Sudan to be able to beat Madagascar, they need to scare them, and it's not just scaring them and leaving them. It's to scare them and try to push them to the edges, because Madagascar is a good team, but one of their biggest mistakes is that they really sometimes open up their defense. They put a lot of mistakes in the defense. The mistakes are not huge, but if you are so good, you can break that defense and score it. So Sudan takes that defensive weakness of Madagascar, it feed them winning.
What would you say about, by the way, between Madagascar and Sudan, which team are you supporting and why?
Of course, I would say any team that is related to CAPA, that means Confederation or the Council of East and Central Africa Football Association. I will support any team from CECAFA any day. You know, these are our neighbors. You know, it's a team that it is among, it is in our region. So I will support Sudan because of that. Number two, you know, Sudan, what is happening in Sudan is really sad, and I would really like to see football uniting Sudanese people once again. So for me, I really support Sudan, and also you know, I want to do Madagascar took us out. You know, it's like I have a lot of bitterness with them. Yeah, my dream is to see winning, Sudan winning, in order so that they can console us as Kenyans.
I know a lot of Kenyans are supporting Team Sudan, and let's say East Africa in general are supporting Sudan. That is my take, and I know also your take. What do you think if Sudan goes to the final and Sudan wins? What is your take on Africa in general? Most likely, we black people.
Yeah, I think in terms of football in Africa, I can say football in Africa is growing. Football, there is no underdog. It is so surprising to see that a country such as Sudan that is having what is happening in their home can actually reach such a stage. A team such as Madagascar, a few years ago back, Madagascar was nowhere in the football map. But today, you see, they are scaring huge teams. We cannot go without talking about Kenya. You know, Kenya. It is our first time playing in Sekafa, in Chan, you know, and look at where we have reached. We have beat big clubs such as Morocco. You know, Morocco is not a small team; is a continental giant. You know, we have beat Angola, we have beat DRC. These DRC are champions; they have won it. You know, so I think as a team, as a continent, we are seeing that football is growing. Number one, football is growing. Number two, I see people are loving, getting back to love their sports. You see, in Kenya, we used to fill stadiums, you know, and I think that one is such a great thing that we can fill our stadiums. We can support our local football. That's a huge advantage for our country.
Thank you very much. And now, you know, all these great teams that are playing in semi-final, in finals, they are playing it in East Africa stadiums. That is between Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. And you know, we have been kicked out of the terms of support. Do you think the people between these two three countries, East African countries, will come out in large numbers to support the either way the winning team, either whether it's Sudan or Madagascar? Do you think they will come in large numbers?
I think they should. They should. You know, I used to say this opportunity only comes once in a lifetime. They don't come twice. They don't come thrice. It is so bad that semi-final is being played in your hometown or your home country and you're not there, you know. I think people should go
to cheer
the team, And Kenya has really become, has really become, what can we say, a role model for football, for football, you know. Here in Kenya, you see, the biggest discussion is not about how we can get people on the field. The biggest question is actually how can we be able to control the crowds. You know, that's a great thing, and I think as a region, it has really shown that a lot of potential. You know, I think it has been almost I don't know. They have said the last match or the last cup tournament to be held in East Africa was I think 1980s, I think so, in Ethiopia, long time ago. I think CAF have seen for themselves that East Africa is a place where there are a lot of untapped potential. If you look at countries such as even Morocco, I saw that I think it was the last time Chan, 2018 Chan. Stadiums are not really filled, you know. That shows you that even CAF have really gone to look. They have gone back to their planning areas, or their, how do they say, like they have rethink their structures, you know. And I think starting from today henceforth, they will realize that East Africa is the gem of football. And I think I really support more football. In the year 2027, we will have Africa Cup of Nations, which will be held here. I think the only thing that we need to know is that we only need to improve on what the experience that we have had. And just to learn from our mistake, to try to correct them in terms of crowd control, in terms of marketing, because we have been so weak at marketing. You know, really, not many people knew cafe or Chan is coming. You know, until recent, just few days. We need, for example, right now. AFCON is coming on 2027. We need to start marketing it right now. You know, just look at how World Cup is being marketed. If you go to the US, even if you ask a small child, you know, what will happen in the year 2026? He or she will tell you, World Cup is coming to the US. You know, it's the United World Cup. It's called United 26. You know, will tell you something like that. If you go to Canada and ask a child what is coming in 2026, he'll tell you World Cup is coming to Canada. The same way with Mexico. You know, we need to start marketing these things, and I think we also need to partner. For example, AFCON will be hosted in this city of Eldoret. We need to start training fans and telling them that, showing them how to behave. You know, we start to train them from now. You know, and also the best thing is also marketing. Let us try to market our tournament. Yeah.
I mean, in the field, I know some few teams. Most regularly, we are talking about East African teams because we are from East African region. Most players were given yellow card, and some of them, few of them were given red card. In terms of this, do you think that we are well disciplined? And if not, what do you think is it?
Yeah, I think on matters of red card, for example, in the Kenya national team, I think the problem was not discipline. The problem was the morale. The players were overexcited, you know. Just imagine you are in a stadium, a 55,000 capacity stadium filled with fans, you know, cheering you when you touch the fans are mentioning your name, you know. I think the adrenaline in that player is so huge that that player is so, like, he can do anything, you know. I think something like that you need to, and you saw after we were given red card. I think it was in the last match against Morocco. In the subsequent matches or the next matches, we didn't see a lot of red cards. You know, that shows you that the players were told to relax. Yeah, you have 60,000, almost 60,000 people watching at you, and millions of people watching at you at TV. But you need to relax. You need to, yes, you have the morale, but you need to tap that morale into something useful, something legal, not something illegal, you know. And we saw a lot of improvement. So I think team, in terms of discipline, it was not really about not having good discipline, but having a lot of morale. You know, for me, I am a footballer. I play football even today, you know. If you go to a stadium filled to capacity, not even to capacity, even if you have your people out there, even if your girlfriend is, you just know that your girlfriend is watching you, you know, your family is watching you, even that stadium, you know, there is something, there is a spirit that comes up, you know, and you only need a very good coach who can tell you to relax and use that morale in a good way. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Do you think, in terms of fairness, do you think the referees were fair enough? Do you think the AFCON officials were fair enough? Because I know you have watched almost all the games. Do you think that there was fairness in the game? And if there was no fairness, what should be done? Okay, guys, someone is saying I must read your chats. Mr. Lewis Lewis Ditzonji I am reading your chat right now. You are saying hi too. You are saying that Cristiano is in bed. You're also saying that you are making a survey. Yeah, that is very true. You are making a survey. You're also singing the song of Tamina Mina AA, and you are saying that this is time for Africa. You are saying that we are the god of Africa. Yeah, that is very true. I acknowledge your presence, guys. I am reading your messages, guys, here. And today we are talking about football. In our country or in our region, we have a CHAN football, and we have semi-finals. The semi-finals will be live in a few. Will be live in a few, and we are streaming that game live here from here. Now, that's what we are talking about, and we are trying to figure out what has not been done and what needs to be done. Okay, what do you think in terms of fairness? Was there any fairness in the game?
Yeah, I think what I can say is that the referee were somehow, let's say they were fair, you know. It's just that there were a little bit small mistakes that they did, but generally they were very fair, you know. And I usually say the problem is not usually the referee. The problem is, sorry, are you using your opportunity to score? Because, for example, in a match between Kenya and Madagascar, the question should not be, was the referee fair? The question should be, we didn't lose because of the referee. We lost because some of the opportunities that we are given to score, we did not score. That's why we lost. So I would say that the referee were fair, although there were two mistakes, because according to me, what Madagascar player was not pushed. And even if he was pushed, it is not, you know, football is a contact sport, you know, it was not serious, you know. So in my opinion, I think those few mistakes, I think they can rectify, yeah, but we need also to use our chances. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Lewis Detonest, you are saying we are the goat of Africa. That is very true. You are saying we're streamers. Yeah, thank you very much. And I have seen that you have subscribed to our channel. Thank you so much. Okay, let us continue with our interaction. Okay, in terms of investment and in terms of appreciating and acknowledging the power, the strength of our players, in terms of East Africa, because we want to talk about East Africa in general, do you think there is something that needs to be done? Because I've seen the government between the three countries, that is Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania, are trying to award or trying to tell these people that if you score, if you play a very good game, you will receive this amount. In terms of appreciation, recognizing their strength and power, do you think we are well up, or there is something that needs to be done?
So there is this thing. There are, I think, two things. There is short-term efforts or short-term investment and long-term. We can say, for example, such as Kenya, I think East Africa, the governments have really appreciated their plans. Let us give due where it's, how do they say? Let us give due where it's supposed to be given.
Yeah.
So in terms of short term, the players are well pampered, you know. They have, each player have 5 million, you know, that's a great thing. But now we need to think about the long term, you know, the long term about football is because CHAN, a tournament such as CHAN, is a local based player. Those are local based players, you know. In terms of long term, you need to invest in the league, in the football league system. We have the league, we have the top tier, we have the second tier, we have the third tier. We need to have sponsors, you know. And you know, the government is so influential, you know. The governments are so influential. We have, for example, parastatals. If these parastatals were told to sponsor this team with just a small amount of money, I think it will really take us very long. And one thing we need to stop, and mostly Kenya, you know, we have these tournaments. We see tournaments, I don't know, Governor's Cup, Senator's Cup, MCA Cup, Oswinini Cup, you know. These things are not really helping our sports, because the main aim of these politicians is usually to get votes, to become popular. These are popular initiatives. What we need structures, we need tournaments that are really, they are planned, you know. Number one, we don't need governor. If that money where governor is spending, some governors are even spending 10 million, they can sponsor county league, you know, something like county league. These things can take us a lot of miles ahead, you know. We also have, and I'm speaking about both female and male. We need to those investments, and also the age group. We need to start our football from under 9. You know, when a child is under 9, he needs to be taught football. When I was young, we used to have under 10, under 12, under 15. For me, in terms of football, I've gone through those age groups. You know, it is that just when I reach at under 16, priority changed. I stopped playing football. I focused with other things because there were no better structure going forward. When I reached 16 years, I didn't find a team that I could have played, you know. But we need to have what we call transition. It is like a school. We have class 1 in Kenya. We have grade 1, PP1, PP2, grade 1. You know, you cannot get a child who is at PP, who is 15 years old. You take him to PP1. You know, we need to have that transition. Young people, young players need to start from the bottom. When a child is 9 years, you know, when a child is 9 years, it is so easy for you to nurture his talent because he's still growing. So we need to start what we call under 9 leagues, if possible. We need to start under 13 leagues. I believe if every county had under 9, under 13, up to under 15. Then we should have regional leagues for under 17. It will be so better.
Guys, we have to end this live session. We'll be back tomorrow at a time like this one when we'll be talking about something else. Thank you guys. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching this live stream. Thank you for subscription. Thank you for comments. Thank you guys. We will be back in a while. Thank you.
And before we go, we need to salute this guy. This guy by the name Lewis Sedo Zoni. It's a very hard name, but I hope I've said it, pronounced it well. Salute. Thank you very much. We'll have another episode in the next time. Please keep on watching, because if we keep on watching, we become happy. And please keep on engaging. We salute you. Thank you for being with us from the beginning and to the end. We thank you very much.
Thank you so much.